To be in control of your own life, fulfilling your wishes at the snap of your fingers, isn't that what every one of us dreams of? What one action and a phrase said before going to bed to become a magic wand in our hands? Believe me, after watching this video to the end, you will be able to fulfill any of your desires, and you will realize that it is not difficult at all. Effective technique helps those who are looking for and do not find the answer to an important question, who is puzzled by the solution to a serious problem, but cannot cope with it, as well as those who are desperate to fulfill their deepest desire. The important condition is to sincerely believe in the favorable resolution of the issue or problem and listen to the voice of your intuition. The author of the practice, Glass of Water, Jose Silva, who has developed many psychological trainings based on turning to the depths of themselves, to the clues of intuition. He is sure that every person has an inner premonition. It does not depend on gender, race, age, religion and hereditary factors. Intuition is most often spontaneous, and to explain its nature is not under the power of sages from medicine and psychology. But not all people know how to deal with intuition. It is most difficult for those who are used to trusting reason, logic, who rely only on their own strength and effort. However, intuitive glimpses happen to them. Suddenly they return halfway home, remembering something, and at this time, the transport, which they were in a hurry, gets into an accident. Or, for example, at the last moment, they still decide to go to the party, where his friends persistently urged him, and as a result meet there with the love of his life. Isn't that a miracle? But why not everyone is able to act on intuition? Yes, there are convinced skeptics who categorically do not believe in the incredible manifestations of our inner world. But most still believe their intuition, because they have repeatedly seen that it helps to avoid serious dangers and gives clues when the mind cannot cope with a difficult situation. However, they are not always able to establish a constant connection with their intuitive perception. For this, no matter how banal it sounds, you need training. Practical use of intuition becomes available only when we learn to listen and hear its voice, concentrating on one serious, but not yet solved question. Concentration should be deep, when we turn off the mind and free ourselves from the thoughts rushing around in our head. And then the intuitive understanding of the problem comes forward. The solution is as if on the surface. But we could not notice it, because we did not know how to activate intuition. And it is the practice, Glass of Water, that teaches us how to do it. So, let's start studying the technique. It's as simple as its name. We do everything late in the evening, at the time when we used to go to bed. Before going to bed, we pour a full glass of clean water. We take the glass in our hands, slightly raise our head up and close our eyes, bringing the glass to our mouth. Drink small sips of half of the poured water. Say to yourself, "This is all that I must do to get an answer to the question I am thinking about." After that, put the glass on the table and go to the bedroom. Waking up in the morning, we return to the glass and again carry out the same manipulations. We take the glass in our hands, drink the remaining water with closed eyes and say mentally the same words, "This is all I have to do to get the answer to the question I am thinking about." It is very important to start the program of fulfillment of your desire just before going to sleep. Even if you do not fall asleep at once, the process cannot be stopped. The morning will bring results. After you have done everything that the practice, Glass of Water, requires, try to remember and analyze your dream. Perhaps there was a clue in it, how to act to solve the problem and achieve the desired. If the dream is not memorized, some other algorithm will work and the question will be answered. In the near future, you will probably find yourself in a non-standard situation that will help you understand where to look for the right answers, what to do, where to move to achieve the desired. It is important to remain attentive to details and to notice unusual or strange phenomena, unexpected information. All this can serve as an important clue. If it seems to you that the glass of water methodology is too simple to solve the complex problems of your life and to realize your innermost desires, then in fact it does not seem to you. It really is simple. And many people who are already practicing the method have long ago come to the conviction, the more unattainable the goal, the easier and shorter the path to its acquisition. The main thing is sincere conviction in the result. Your inner self, your ego, your third eye, your intuition, call it what you want, will easily give an answer to any question that interests you. Don't believe me? Try it today. Important nuances when practicing glass of water. Those who successfully use this technique have come to the conclusion that, although it is simple, but requires the fulfillment of several important conditions. Most often, the answer to the question that worries a person comes in a dream. Maybe it will be just a hint of people or circumstances in which your wish will be fulfilled, maybe right in the dream will be a vivid vision, describing in detail how to solve your question. Intuition works in different ways, and each person has its own. If waking up in the morning, you realize that the problem is almost solved, the answer is found, then be sure to finish the second half of the water in the glass, mentally thanking the higher forces and your intuition for help. If the answer is not yet received, the dream is not remembered or you do not understand how everything can be used, before finishing the water in the morning, repeat mentally your question, and then say the cherished words to yourself, drinking a small sip of water to the bottom. The clue will definitely be found in real life. It happens that a person waits and waits for an answer, but still does not get it. In this case, you need to analyze the phrase with which the question was formulated. Perhaps it was asked incorrectly, and the universe cannot influence your intuition to give a clue. We correct it in the next session. To make the technique more effective, we don't just say the words of the question, problem or desire, but visualize as realistically as possible what it all looks like. We learn to process mental images as in photo and video processing applications. We add colors, sharpness, clarity, if necessary, we smooth out details and highlight contours. The truer and more detailed the picture in your imagination, the easier it is for your third eye to discern the solution and suggest the best way out of the problem. Now let's summarize the basic principles of intuition training. Formulate the request exclusively in a positive way, not allowing particles, not, and vague phrases such as, "Why cannot I get married?" Immediately see two mistakes, correct them immediately, changing the intonation to positive and removing not and no. Ask a short question, and only one. Do not overload your inner world, do not strain the reserves of the second. We act according to the principle, one question, one glass of water. Concretize the request with maximum precision. When will I marry a wealthy, intelligent and caring man? The better you visualize what you want, the easier it will be to get an answer. Learn the words by heart and do not change their places during the practice, it is important. All those who have tried the wonderful technique of awakening intuition for the fulfillment of desires Jose Silva, claim that it works perfectly. However, for the realization of the most daring of his plans must necessarily believe in yourself and your inner strength. And the reserves of our intuition is truly limitless, and to measure them so far no one has been able to. It remains simply to believe and begin to enjoy life, because it always gives clues how to do better for us, and protects us from trouble. We have given proof that the method, glass of water, is really simple. And in its effectiveness you will have to see for yourself. Go ahead, to fulfill your innermost desires and solve any problems. Well, we want to remind you that we appreciate your comments and thank you for your feedback, it is very important for us. After all, it is you who help us make this channel a place of strength. where everyone finds a portion of inspiration and wisdom. Happiness and wish fulfillment to you and your loved ones.